Hi, I'm Matt with ABC Acres in Hamilton, Montana. We're out here today in our pastures. This is the gatehouse 4 acres. We're going to talk about weed management, something that we've covered in a handful of videos, but I want to bring a different view to it because it seems to be working out here. If you look behind me, you can see behind us it's trampled and grazed. The cattle are actually behind the camera to like almost 180 degrees. I might show them to you here in a second. You all know what a cow looks like though. But basically, prior to them grazing what was behind me, the last time they were in this area was early May. Where the camera's sitting right now, they grazed May 9th, where I am standing, and all this. And if you look, we have some perennial ryegrass, some annual ryegrass, some beautiful giant red clover, which is all going to seed, a little bit of yarrow, which is actually part of our seed mix. You can't see a lot of weeds, and we don't spend any time weeding here. Right, one second. Where is it? I did see what someone might consider a weed. Here we have some plantain, broadleaf plantain. I'm actually going to send those seeds out there because plantain is an excellent forage. What I want to talk about is, instead of managing the weeds, which is something that even us permaculturists can do, I know I can get caught up in it. Oh, there's thistles in the raspberries. Let's take care of them. Instead of managing the weeds, let's focus on managing for productive systems and healthy systems. And that's by and large what we do with the cattle. Part of our holistic management, or our management intensive grazing, is that we are managing for healthy pastures. It's been over 2 months since what I'm standing in has been grazed. And by allowing the grasses to grow up and thrive and promoting the growth of what we want, we're disadvantaging a lot of the other grasses. A lot of our, and in areas we have issues with it, but a lot of our neighbors have issues with weeds like hound's tongue and thistle. And we have issues with thistle in some of our more cultivated areas. But in a lot of our pastures, you don't see a lot of it, because when we set up our daily paddocks and we're counting how much feed if the cows are going to need, we're also counting on them trampling down what they don't eat. And we'll take a short look around in a second, a walk around, but you'll see there's not a lot of bare dirt here. What the cattle don't eat, and I mean with grass, you know, almost 3 feet tall, they're not going to eat all of the stem. Some of it is going to get trampled down. That acts as a mulch, which is promoting good healthy soil, but it's also prohibiting weed seeds from germinating and advantaging the perennial grasses and clovers that are part of the system. That's the extreme close-up of me. Sorry, I won't subject you to that anymore. But just want to let you know I am here with you. And I just wanted to give you all a closer view. This is an area that we grazed. Cattle were in here 2 and 4 days ago. And you can see what they didn't eat, by and large, got laid down, and there's not a lot of bare dirt. The few areas like right here that look like bare dirt where this chicken is, I don't know if you can see that. And right there, those are actually cow pats that the chickens have spread around, helping spread the nutrients, creating healthier soil, which is going to help prevent weeds. And by not having much bare soil, we're really just promoting the growth of what we want. And so by really focusing on growing grass instead of eliminating weeds, we're eliminating weeds. It's kind of like what you hear in all those business or new age conventions. What you think is what you get. Let's go look at some more pastures. So I said no more extreme close-ups. I lied. We're back in pasture 4. We'll scan around. Now I'm going to secure you. Jump in front of you. You can see we don't have the extreme forage growth that we had back in the gatehouse 4. this is one of the areas that we have grazed more recently. We grazed this area, off the top of my head, our last day in this area was June 24th. Today's August 1st, so it's been a little over a month. And you can see the grass is really thriving. The clover's doing okay. We're not seeing as much clover as we did in that other area. That could be in part due to historical management. We're also not seeing many weeds. And part of that is, like I said, you need to define what a weed is. And in pastures, it's more of a plant that is going to prohibit something that is beneficial for the cattle to grow and or something that is toxic, i.e. hound's tongue is toxic to the cattle, whereas something like burdock isn't going to hurt the cattle, but it'll outcompete the grass and limit the amount of forage they have to them. And you might be watching this and be saying, all right, that's great, but I only have 3 acres. I can't raise cattle. What I really want to emphasize here is focus on providing the best environment for what you want to grow, and then you don't have to worry about the weeds. If you're growing a food forest, you're doing trees like we have in the tree belt, focus on having thriving trees. Don't focus on what's hurting the trees. So mulch them, provide them the water and the care that they need, and in time they will outcompete the so-called weeds. The same could be said in your garden. If you keep a tight canopy of crops and really focus on providing for your kale, your chard, your tomatoes, and you're making things optimum for them, then by default you're not going to have the same weed pressure that you might have in other scenarios, if that makes sense. Yeah. With that said, before I start sounding too new agey with what you think is what you get, the August sun might be getting to me here in Montana. I want to say thanks for joining us yet again. We look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, we always look forward to hearing your questions and comments. So let us know what you're thinking, and happy growing.